A new class of drugs could do something that hasn't been done in a while: cut the price of expensive medications nearly in half. That's what an executive at CVS Health told Reuters. He was referring to the entry of copycat biotech drugs into the market of so-called biosimilars. Meg Terrell has more on these medications and why they may have the potential to alter drug pricing.
It was a landmark for the drug industry. Last week, the first medicine known as a biosimilar was approved in the United States. Biosimilars are generic copies of biologic drugs made with living cells. Often given by injection or infusion, they treat diseases from cancer to rheumatoid arthritis. The industry calls them biosimilars because it argues the manufacturing process is so complicated the products aren't identical.
The difference between generic and biosimilar is that generics are typically replicas of small molecules. Those can be accurately replicated by any company, and therefore the drugs are essentially the same. Biological drugs are quite complex. They involve thousands of molecules, and they're made by living organisms as opposed to synthesized in the lab. As a result, every time you make those large biological drugs, they're slightly different.
The medicine that was approved is made by Sandoz, a unit of Swiss drug maker Novartis. Called Zarxio, it's a version of Amgen's Neupogen, used to support the immune system during chemotherapy. Even though it was approved, it's not yet on the market. Amgen and Novartis are stuck in a legal battle that'll play out over the next few months. One of the biggest questions about biosimilars is their price. Typical generic medicines, like substitutes for the anxiety pill Xanax, can have discounts of up to 98%. Because biosimilars require more complex development and manufacturing, analysts and investors have estimated they'll come at smaller discounts.
Our take is that biosimilar will end up being priced anywhere between 40% discount to 80 and 90% discount versus the innovative drug that they are replicating. This is somewhat controversial. Other people think that discount will be a lot lower, like 20 or 30%.
Zarxio may save the U.S. healthcare system $5.5 billion over the next decade, according to estimates from pharmacy benefits manager Express Scripts. That assumes a discount of 30% off the price of the branded drug, about $3,500 for 30 days, Express Scripts says. Overall, it estimates biosimilars could save the U.S. healthcare system $250 billion in the next 10 years. So what does this mean for the drug industry? Increased competition to some of their biggest products will weigh on revenues. Citigroup estimates an 80% reduction in sales of Amgen's Neulasta once biosimilars hit the market. But Amgen's in the biosimilars game itself, planning to bring as many as 5 of the copycat drugs to market by 2019. Pfizer, Hospira, and Biogen Idec are all working in this space as well. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Meg Terrell.